I'd like to call this meeting of the County Commissioners to order. We could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And for a moment of silence, we'll just take a few minutes and keep people across the whole world that's going through some trying times now, and we'll keep those people in our prayers and thank the good Lord for the fine weather we're about to receive. Thank you very much. As you all know, time is allotted at the end of each meeting for the commissioners to receive comments from the public. First up, we have a couple public notices. The short-term rental tax adoption notice. Let me see here. It's Code Home Rule Bill number 3-2024, introduced by Ronald H. Fithian, President of the Board of County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, an act concerning Chapter 152, Taxation, Article 3, Hotel Rental Tax, for the purpose of ensuring equal treatment of all transient lodging, including short-term rentals, by repealing Chapter 152, Taxation, Article 3, Hotel Rental Tax, and reenacting with amendments Chapter 152, Taxation, Article 3, Short-Term Rental Action herein. This legislation was adopted on April the 2nd, 2024, without amendments, and the provisions of this act shall take effect on July the 1st, 2024. This bill in its entirety is on file at the Commissioner's Office, 400 High Street, Chestertown, Maryland, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and on the county's website at www.kentcounty.com. By order of County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, Sandra M. Blackston, Clerk, published in the Kent County News on 4/11/24, 4/18/24, and 4/25/24. Then we have a joint meeting with Chesapeake College. I'll read this notice. A meeting that involves the legislative bodies of Caroline, Dorchester, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot counties is scheduled for April the 18th, 2024 at 6:00 p.m. The meeting will take place at Chesapeake College, Dorchester Administration Building, 100 College Circle, Y Mills, Maryland, 21679. The primary purpose of the meeting is to discuss budgetary matters related to Chesapeake College. In addition, each county will have the opportunity to bring up other matters for discussion. The meeting is open to the public. If you're interested in attending and observing the proceedings, please call 410-778-4600 and press 4, or email kentcounty@kentgov.org by noon on Friday, April the 12th, 2024, to receive further instructions on how to observe the public meeting. By order of the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, Sandra M. Blackston, Clerk. It was published in the Kent County News on 4/11/24. Then we have some consent items. We have our regular session minutes dated April the 2nd, 2024. We have our liquor minutes dated April the 2nd, 2024. We have closed session minutes dated April the 2nd, 2024. Bits and Bridles 4-H Club has an application for a raffle only on June the 8th, 2024. And Chestertown High School alumni has a raffle-only application to be held on August the 11th, 2024. So I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. I'm going to go out of order here just for a little bit. Mr. Webb, if you don't mind, I'm going to take Jamie Williams first. She's got to be out of here and at a certain time. So I'm going to take her first up and make sure she gets out of here on time for another meeting.
So this should be quick, and thank you for that consideration.
Very
It is
welcome.
an exciting day in Kent County and the Upper Shore for entrepreneurs. We have the Startup Maryland bus that started at Chesapeake College this morning. They've already been there. They were looking at the skilled trades programs there, and now they're at the Center for Environment and Society at the Seaman Griswold Environmental Hall, learning about the programs there. And then later this afternoon, we have a pitch competition at Washington College.
Who is making up of this group?
So the Upper Shore Regional Council, TEDCO, Washington College, all three economic development staff from the three counties. In addition, we have people from Maryland Capital Enterprises, PNC Bank, M&T. We have a panel of Where Are They Now? People that pitched back in 2017, coming back to share their story of where they are now with their business and or their career path. And then we have the financing, bootstrapping your business. And then we also have some exhibitors at the event. And there's a bus there. The pitchers, there were 15 applicants, 10 were chosen to pitch, and they will win prize money for some capital to start their business. So we're excited.
Very good.
So today, before you, we've got three items. The first thing is a letter of support for reallocation of the Rural Maryland Economic Development Funds for the Millington Senior Village. So in November of 2023, the commissioners directed staff to investigate the possibility of reallocating the funds for the Wharton Water and Sewer Extension Project to, from that program to the Millington Senior Village Project. The Millington Senior Village development will be a game changer for Millington and Kent County. Affordable senior housing is a critical need across the country. And here in Kent County, the lack of affordable and secure housing in our rural areas makes this project even more important for our community. So a lot happened in the middle, and significant dates are outlined in your packet, but specifically on March 26, 2024, the commissioners voted unanimously to commit the $1.532 million in funding from the Rural Maryland Economic Development Fund to this project. On April 1st, Susan, Frank Hodgetts from Home Partnerships, Inc., and myself met virtually to discuss the next steps. And Susan indicated that she did require a formal letter from Kent County approving the reallocation of funding. So the letter of support is attached for your consideration, approval, and signature.
And we've signed that.
Thank you. Okay. The next item on the agenda is the letter of support for Play It Again Chestertown LLC, otherwise known as Play It Again Sam, downtown. Our department's been working with Washington Square property owners and the business owner on the relocation and expansion of their existing coffee shop to 18 Washington Square Unit 4, which is where the old Luisa's used to be located. Play It Again Chestertown LLC applied for funding under the Neighborhood Business Works program through the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. So the project includes necessary renovations at the space of Washington Square. The program requires a letter of support from the local government in which the proposed project is located. So, and this project is also adjacent to the proposed Washington Square development project that creates retail space and the 24 apartments that you approved a letter of support for at the previous meeting. And the letter of support is attached for your consideration, approval, and signature.
Very good.
And then lastly,
Do you need a motion for that?
I think we do need a motion for that because we did not get where the other one already was pre-approved.
Okay.
It's a
Motion
good
to
point.
approve and sign the letter of support for the Play It Again Chestertown LLC Department of Housing and Community Development Neighborhood Business Works Loan application.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
All opposed, the ayes have it.
The last thing we
And
have,
let me just say that I know Sheriff Price, go back to the letter of support for the Millington project and then this project. Sheriff Price is on vacation, the poor soul in Italy, so we're not going to feel sorry for him.
right?
But I do want to point out that those letters may go out without his signature, but that's not because of a lack of support. That's just that he's out of the country for a
I
couple
will make sure I
weeks.
convey that when we
Very good.
send them
Thank you.
out. Thank you. The last item we have is the allocation of the Local Assistance and Tribal Consistency Fund. Late in 2022, we discovered that Kent County was entitled to $50,000 in both FY '22 and '23 through the LATCF federal funding under the American Rescue Plan. On April 4th, the county commissioners allocated the first tranche of $50,000 to the Millington Wastewater Treatment Facility Expansion Project. And then on March 8th, Finance advised that we did indeed receive the second tranche of $50,000. Staff recommends the second tranche also be allocated to the Millington Wastewater Treatment Facility Expansion Project. This project was selected based on the economic impact potential along the 301 corridor, one of the county's 2 designated growth areas. The allocation of funding for this project underscores the county's dedication to realizing the development goals, and the funding is available until expended or returned to the Treasury, which we do not intend to do.
So I entertain another motion.
Motion to approve the allocation of the second tranche of $50,000 from the Local Assistance and Tribal Consistency Fund to the Millington Wastewater Treatment Facility Expansion Project.
And I'll second that. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Have a great afternoon.
Mr. Bill Webb, Health Officer, and Erica Hercher, Director, Environmental Health Program, and County Health Department Environmental Health Fee Schedule Increase Discussion. And Erica, congratulations on your new job.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
We thank you for the opportunity to present the proposal that was submitted to increase our current schedule of fees that the Health Department charges for environmental health services. Our fees have not been increased in 16 years, at least 16 years. Eric is the longest-standing employee in that program, and that has not changed, and obviously we've had a significant amount of inflation. In an effort to identify what are an appropriate fee schedule, we did survey our neighboring counties and one on the western shore, and we have provided the reference range in the proposal. For specific questions about specific permits, I will defer to Erica on that. I just, recognize that, that the commissioners, are the ones who have the authority for setting this fee schedule. This is not something that the Health Department can do unilaterally. This is something that is, requires your approval to do. I think it's overdue, and we are enthusiastic that we want to continue on providing good services to the community.
And you would anticipate these increases taking place 1st of July, like
Correct.
like
Fiscal year.
the rest of our budgetary items. We're not going to make a decision today because I think out of courtesy to John Price, our commissioner, because we may want to discuss these, but we understand that they would be enacted if approved July 1st, and we're very aware of that and conscious of it, and we'll make sure that you get a decision
Okay.
ahead of time. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great, yeah.
But I do appreciate you bringing in. I think a lot of it's certainly worthwhile and are needed, and but we're gonna have a little, we're starting our budget. Last week, I think, was the beginning of our budget process. It's gonna go on for, till June sometime, and, this will be part of our discussion as
I
well.
will be back for the Health Department discussion, obviously, and know that it's a substantial challenge that the commissioners face, trying to meet the needs of the county with the funds that you have.
We
So,
want to see how this ties in with all of our other budgetary issues, and
fair enough.
it's that time of the year, so we'll be taking a look at them. Thank you very much, and unless you have something else.
I will take this opportunity to plug that our environmental health program offers a summer internship for college-age students who are interested in the environmental health program. It is a paid internship. We are interested in anyone over the age of 18 who is interested in pursuing licensure as an environmental health specialist. This is a great opportunity to get your hands, dirty with what we do on a day-to-day basis. So I take this opportunity to plug it. Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
you had any interest?
We have.
Good. We have.
I had 2 interviews yesterday, and I have another interview planned for, not tomorrow, Thursday.
Great,
So
great,
we have had interest.
good.
With all honesty, it appears to me, and all the years I've been around here, that things are getting to the point now where I think what you just tried to do in reaching out to make people aware of those job opportunities is something we're all going to have to participate in. It used to be, when I was first commissioner, we never had any trouble hiring people. It was just you advertised it, and there would be a whole bunch of people apply for it, and you picked your best candidate, and you went on. Things are changing today. I mean, and we're going to talk more about it later, I think, but with our water and wastewater. I mean, it's not an attractive job if you think about it, but it's a very, very, very needed job, and you got licensed associate, something somebody has to dedicate their life to. And we're gonna, as we're losing people, we're having trouble filling those spots. And somehow we're gonna have to reach out to try to recruit people, whether we start from the ground and bring them on and have our other operators become teachers and teach the science that's associated with it. But we're gonna have to, it's more than just putting it in the paper now. We're not gonna accomplish it. I'm convinced we're not gonna accomplish that way for certain jobs. And there are certain jobs you have no trouble filling. Some of the jobs like these that are maybe not the most attractive jobs in the world, like water and wastewater, it's challenging to a county when we have as many water and wastewater treatment plants in the county as we do, because we're so spread out and all, we have to have different, separate ones. But yeah, I think you're doing what I think we're getting ready to have to start doing as well, is to try to reach out and encourage people to be thinking about these kind of job opportunities.
Well, Kent County is a great place to live, a great place to work, and if we can find, a good candidate, we're very interested in mentoring that individual as we go along, so.
Well, thank you all.
Thank
Okay,
you.
And good luck with your hiring. Dan Mattson, Director of Public Works. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Good. I have just one item today,
Okay.
and the item requests use of money, funds that are currently within the benefits budget of the County Roads Division to transfer those funds to operating costs at the benefit of environmental operations and building maintenance. The backstory here, I tried to have a little bit of fun with the cover sheet. We had an elevator failure at Public Works, in the Public Works building. A valve broke. The valve was over 25 years old. They don't make that valve anymore. So it was not covered, it was deemed obsolete and not covered by the elevator maintenance contractor. Required repair that was over $15,000 to get the elevator back running. And because it was a pretty critical piece of infrastructure, we moved quickly to divert funds to fund that effort to repair the elevator. I can report the elevator is operational. It was inspected today, so it's back in service. But we had to scrape through our budgets and determine where we could divert pieces of funding in order to pay for this unanticipated expenditure. The biggest draw of funding related to that repair was from the Environmental Operations Division for their vehicle maintenance. This is the third-party maintenance of some of our bigger trucks, specifically the old roll-off truck. So the money was diverted from that in order to expeditiously repair the elevator. And I'm requesting that we use available funding within the benefits of the roads department. They haven't used a large portion of their budget due to staffing changeover through the year. So we anticipate to have a surplus on that budget. I wanted to move money from there back to replenish the money that was taken from Environmental Operations Division. And then, in addition to that, a small amount of money, $2,000, to building maintenance. There was various building maintenance funds used to fund the elevator. We would like to bring some of that back in, and that would specifically be used to provide new mulching for this building, the courthouse, the community center. So the total request is $11,000 from the Roads Division benefits budget into the $9,000 of which going to the Environmental Operations operating budget and $2,000 to the Building Maintenance Division operating budget.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the transfer of $11,000 from the Roads Division benefit budget to Environmental Operations and Building Maintenance Division operating budgets.
Got a motion, I'll second that. You got a motion and a second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Dan, thank you.
Thank you.
I saw pictures of the granary.
Yes, sir.
That's certainly a sad day, but it's, I think that was something that had to be done. And I assume it's probably close to being complete.
It's very close. They anticipate by about midday tomorrow, they will be completed with the demolition, at which time the Roads Division will move in and stabilize the area with stone, fill the hole, and level it off. And we will track our expenditures for the tar and chip program to potentially tar and chip that parking lot as well.
Good.
Yes.
That's, Turner's Creek, the landing is certainly gonna look different, because that's been a monument sitting there
Hundreds of years.
my entire lifetime and way before. Spent a lot of time in Turner's Creek when I was working on the water and stuff. We worked out of there a lot of other people did, but that's certainly gonna change the landscape down there it's gonna take some getting used to.
Sure, yes. We will, it wasn't just, the building is the, of the most significance. There are some electrical boxes and poles and stuff down there. We'll maintain protection with concrete barriers around those. The building kind of served as natural protection for them prior, so we will maintain protection with concrete barriers. And as you know, the demolition contractor is paying us to do the work. They repurpose the wood for furniture and different things. I've had conversations with them about preserving some for us as well.
We have saved some of it, enough that we can do what we're, hopefully we're gonna put some kind of I don't know how we're.
Signage
still up
and
in this-
otherwise,
this
yes.
For discussion, but I always envision some kind of kiosk or something up there with pictures and stuff, reminding people of what was there and what it looked like. It certainly deserves that, and I'm glad we've saved some of the original lumber for going in. But that's something that somebody would pay you to take it down, just to be able to hold on to that lumber and use it in furniture, I assume.
Yes, yes.
How about that?
Yep.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Pete Landon, Director, Office of Emergency Services, here to talk, well, he's got a couple issues, all radio related, I think.
Yes, sir. Morning, Mr.
Welcome.
Pardon me?
I said welcome.
Thanks.
Nice to have you in.
Good morning, Mr. President, Commissioner Nickerson, Madam Administrator. I'm here with our Communications Chief, Brad Russell, to discuss funding related to emergency communications projects. There's no order of importance. Both of them are important. And I just want you to know these projects, they're equal when it comes to answering a radio, making sure the computers work, answering telephones, because it all involves emergency radio calls or computer-aided dispatch or using the computers for medics and law enforcement as well as our firefighters. Both the projects involve Motorola equipment, and I can tell you they're a provider that has a proven track record, as you know, in Kent County. And with my over 40 years as experience in the field, I can tell you Kent County's using probably the best equipment available. I have two projects. I'll start with the first one, and this involves radio and equipment purchase. And what I'm requesting your permission to do is utilize an appropriate portion of the state Homeland Security grant funding, as well as budgeted communications money to purchase the next generation Motorola NXT radios. Unfortunately, the way that communications and electronic equipment go, planned obsolescence, and they're always moving to the next best thing. It's our hope that we can get on the front end of that and at least try this equipment out to see if it's a product that Kent County can go with. And it'll be used to fund one mobile and two portable radios along with the equipment and software needed. We'd be utilizing $36,112 of grant money and then a mere $512 of already budgeted communications money to effect this purchase using that will allow the equipment to increase interoperability for Kent County Fire, EMS, and law enforcement. Motorola is changing their equipment, and we want to stay ahead of that. I'm both requesting and recommending your approval to utilize grant money and budget money in the amount of $36,624.21 to purchase the Motorola APX portable and Motorola radios, along with the support equipment and software. That's the first project.
Okay. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the use of state Homeland Security grant and minimal budgeted OES communications funding in the amount of $512.21 to purchase Motorola APX portable and mobile radios along with support equipment as well as the software.
And I'll second that. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second project, as I said, is also Motorola Solutions Recurring Annual Service Agreement. You're probably familiar with these as since I've been here, we've signed them in the past, and they were here long before me and will probably be here long after me. And this particular annual service agreement is for our computer-aided dispatch or CAD server maintenance and upgrades. Again, I can tell you that this recurring cost was funded in FY24, and it's a part of the upcoming budget process. What I'm attempting to do here will actually save taxpayer money. It's a service agreement to ensure that our computer-aided dispatch systems remain operational, reliable, and real-time, up-to-date with the latest technology. You've always approved this in the past, and I'm just asking you to do the same moving forward, because this Motorola service and upgrades allow us to pinpoint accuracy when we're dispatching emergency calls, whether it's the Sheriff's Department, fire, or emergency medics. Interestingly enough, Communications Chief Brad Rustum noticed a vendor trend when looking at past recurring agreements, and that by signing a multi-year agreement, we could actually save over $11,000 in service fees that Kent County will naturally be spending on CAD maintenance and upgrades. The term of this agreement would be for 3 years as opposed to every single year, but that allows us to lock the price in at an average $48,000 a year, avoiding the industry increases of what we're seeing is almost 12% annually. And that's going on across the board with most all electronics and emergency equipment for services and upgrades as well as maintenance. I'm requesting that you, and recommending your approval to accept the Motorola Solutions recurring annual CAD server maintenance and upgrade agreement for the next 3 fiscal years. This cost has already been factored in and passed and will be future Office of Emergency Services budgets in the future. But I like the thought of trying to lock in this price, saving the taxpayers over $11,000. I thank you for your time and consideration of these two seemingly routine but life-saving Mercy Communications related projects. Yeah.
Any questions?
Just want to clarify that the $144,820.83 will be paid 3 different payments, not all at one time.
That's correct. Averaged out for a little over $48,000 a year instead of seeing an increase every single year.
Right. No, I just wanted to clarify
Sure.
that for people that
No,
listen.
that's fine. Then I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to accept the Motorola Solutions recurring service agreement as presented.
And I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am?
Pete, before we, just real quick,
Yes, sir.
I called you a while back and asked you to look into something for me. Did you have a chance to discuss?
Yes, I have, and I'm
Then we'll
discussing.
talk about it. I'm not
Okay.
trying to hide anything, but it's about transportation.
Correct. I've
And,
discussed it with County Administrator Heller as well as Jamie Williams.
Very good, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about it. I
Yes,
just
sir.
wondered if you had a chance to check with your counterparts.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Well, this was a very short one. We have a license update from our Kent Alcohol and Tobacco Enforcement. Sandra, you're going to handle that today, I think.
So this board on March 12th approved Galena Mini Mart to upgrade the license from beer and wine to beer, wine, and liquor. And we went back and forth with the licensee to determine whether or not we wanted to upgrade the license during this licensing year or wait until renewals. They opted to purchase and upgrade for that final month of their licensing period. So we went ahead and made that modification, and they were able to start adding liquor to their inventory this month.
Good. That's it?
That is.
I believe there's one other
There is
item.
one item, and that's where I thought you were going. And I apologize.
No, if I've missed something, I apologize.
It's under you.
Yep.
Not used to seeing
Oh,
that
we
category.
were, there's an individual in Kent County that is, and I'm not even sure I know where they're applying, but it's through the state. They're trying to nominate an individual in Kent County to be Volunteer of the Year or something award. And it's not coming to us. It's a state that handles this, and this is just an individual that is sending one person's name in and asked us if we would give a letter of support, which we did and signed it.
Yes.
So we'll take that letter, give it to that individual, and they're putting an application together to send to the state to see if they can get it approved. Our only thing was that we give them basically a letter of support.
So that's for the Maryland Senior Citizens Hall of Fame. So, and it would be best if there's a motion and a second, and that way it is forever memorialized.
I make a motion to approve and sign the letter as drafted.
And I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Very good. So this is the time for public comment or media review. Anybody would like, have any questions, comments, or concerns? Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All